Rightio, let's appear, shall we? Evening all. Thanks for joining the old Sonic Yoda stream. Gonna play a load of Game Boy racing games tonight. As always, let me know if the sound balance is off. I can turn the game audio up or down, turn my voice up if it needs be. Yeah, just let me know. But yeah, I've just been in the mood for some old school racing games. I particularly like racing games of this era because the limitations of the hardware mean that you can't really make simulation races. Everything has to be kind of arcadey in its handling model because there's just not enough CPU grunt to make really accurate car physics in these old machines. So yeah, they all end up being a bit arcadey as a result. Now the structure of this stream is basically going to be, I'm going to start playing some stuff on that I've never played before, because yeah, this gives me an opportunity to try some Game Boy races I've never played, and this will be new to me, so something fresh, something interesting to start with. Then we'll get onto the stuff I own that I'm more familiar with, and we'll try and end on what I think is like the best racing games on the Game Boy. There is some stuff in here that I would class as driving over racing. My definition of racing versus driving is basically a racing game has to have other like cars on the track for you to position against, right? Whereas a driving game would be something like a time attack, you know, where you're basically working against the clock or something like that. No other races to worry about. So yeah, like that's my definition. But I've included the driving games just because, you know, just makes it a little bit more interesting, right? Not all going to be strict racing against rivals, basically. Some of it's just going to be time attack as well. But first up, we're going to look at this port of Days of Thunder. Now, I've never played this. The only Days of Thunder I've ever played is on the Amiga. They're all based on a movie I've never seen, featuring what's his face, guy from Mission Impossible. Why isn't it coming from my mind at the moment? Tom Cruise. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, never played this. Definitely curious. I'm noticing it says developed by Argonaut Software, which will be interesting. Argonaut, obviously, most famous on the Game Boy, at least, for a 3D game called X. But they would go on to do Star Fox, and of course Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. So yeah, right, let's stop yabbering and play some damn video games, I guess. Could be worse, could have been Thunder in Paradise. El Pinata, thanks for jumping in. I'm unfamiliar with Thunder in Paradise. Right, let's jump in. I'm only going to play a bit of each, maybe just a race of each game, just so, you know, you get an idea of what it's all like. Yeah, I guess we'll just begin a season. So we've only got practice and qualifying. What have we got? Oh, that's the options. Okay, fair enough. So I guess we'll qualify. And away we go. Right, so instantly, yeah, you can tell Argonaut have had their hand on this, because this appears to be like a wireframe 3D racing game, which is pretty impressive for the Game Boy. Yeah. And it runs at a decent clip as well. I mean, it's pretty low frame rate in today's standards, but I'd say that was pretty smooth considering this is rudimentary 3D on an 8-bit handheld. Yeah, quite impressed. Handling's a little stiff, but again, to be expected. Oh, let's get on the track. Oh, brake. Yeah, hit the wall. Okay, so you got to be a little bit more careful with your braking. So this is just an oval. So oh, I've crashed during the qualifying session. It wasn't very clear that I had crashed. It's a show from the early 90s about a very highly technical boat, starring the late and not entirely great Hulk Hogan. Yeah, there we go. I guess I've got to qualify again. Whoops. Yeah, you're not going to get an awful lot of positive comments from me regarding Hulk Hogan. May he rot in peace. Or not in peace. Give him hell. I know it's, you know, not good form to speak ill of the dead, but man was a horrible racist, so fuck him. But yeah, bit of a strange day today. Just before the stream I discovered that Brent Hines, who used to be in Mastodon, has died in a road accident. Really horrible news, because he was only 51, and Mastodon are probably one of the most important metal bands currently doing their thing. He had already left the band earlier this year, I think, but I don't think that's got anything to do with the accident. I think it was just, from what I've read, someone pulled out on him and didn't look, basically. So yeah, horrible news there. Yeah. I do a metal podcast called Cast Iron. We did an episode on Mastodon a while back. If you'd like to hear my thoughts on one of their records, Crack the Sky, we did an episode on. That was quite eye-opening for me. I hadn't heard Crack the Sky going into that episode and came away just being like, fucking hell, this is a good band. Everything I'd heard prior was, I think, off Leviathan. But yeah, that's a man that is going to be sorely missed for sure. And obviously we're hot off the heels of Ozzy passing away recently. Sorry to be such a downer at the start of this stream, but you know, these are things that have been happening in recent weeks. Ozzy's obviously a massive loss. Hey Pocket Ellery, and hey Nerd Trust Yen, thanks for joining. So we're currently playing Days of Thunder on Game Boy, developed by Argonaut Software. I'm quite impressed with it so far. It is a wireframe 3D racing game, and it runs at a decent frame rate. Now, I want to get into an actual race before we move on to the next thing, just because I want to see how racing with other cars on the track affects things. Because that was running fine just on my own. Shirase, thank you for jumping in. So we've qualified in third. Okay, we can race now. There are other cars. And we're off. Okay, so the other cars are sprites. It's not hugely affecting performance, I've got to say. Yeah, this is pretty good. A solid start. If I see this going cheap, I may have to add it to the old collection. There was a time when I was trying to like buy like every racing game on the Game Boy, just because, you know, I thought that was like an achievable thing. But there is surprisingly larger amount of racing games on the Game Boy than I thought there was. And also, some games do get Game Boy Color re-releases as well. I'll talk about those as we get to them. So, oftentimes I'll favour a Game Boy Color re-release over the original monochrome Game Boy release. I've got like a nice modded backlit original Game Boy Advance, which I use for all my Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. So yeah, generally why I I favour the colour stuff over the black and white. Who's rubbing against me? Maybe they're not bumping against me. Maybe it's stuff happening from behind. I'm surprised, like, again, with the amount of like HUD detail there's a lot going on, and it's not like cluttering. Also, it's kind of cool that we're in a first-person angle instead of like a behind-the-car third-person, which is normally how these things go. Genuinely quite impressed with this. Lap 1 of 5? 2 of 5. That was a long first lap. I wonder, do we have to do a... I didn't notice, but maybe we had to do a warm-up lap. Yeah, I'm impressed with this. Oh, let's try and get off the wall. Right, well, I think we're going to move on because this clearly isn't changing an awful lot in what in what we're going to experience. I imagine different circuits will be a little more twistier than just this oval. But yeah, that's a good start, I've got to say. I'm quite impressed with that. That's a really impressive 3D racing game that runs at a decent clip on the old Game Boy. Cool stuff. Gavi, thanks for jumping in. And Sketch Hector as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God, there's a lot of comments here that I haven't been able to click because I've been paying attention to a tiny screen. Cool. Yeah, real shame. Saw Mastodon Glasgow years ago. Saw with Dylan reporting. Bloody hell, that would have been a gig and a half. Good lord. Imagine this game with the Vectrex though. Did you see? What's it? There's a prototype of a Vectrex Mini kicking around Gamescom at the moment. I'm well up for that. I hope that goes to market. That looks awesome. Right. Next up, we're going to do Doraemon Kart. Never played this. I've got the sequel on Game Boy Color, but not the original. Epoch. Oh, we got story. They're racing little cars in school by the looks of things. This is the bully, obviously. This is the nerd. This is another nerd. Oh no, this is Doraemon's mate, isn't it? Yeah. It's obviously just his nerdy mate. I'm guessing that's a high school bully. He's got that look about him. Oh, he's freaking out. He's freaking out. Here comes Doraemon. Good lad that he is. Epoch like the music guy. Yeah! Check out No Stopping Epoch on Bandcamp. Just released a new EP, really good. Epoch also developed the Barcode Battler, which I'm a big fan of. Come on, let's get through this. Oh, we're going to be Doraemon, obviously. Why would I not be the cat? Oh, that's flickery. Am I accelerating? Oh, it's that button. There we go. Okay, we're off. Oh, items. Oh, okay, and the second button uses item. Okay, cool. Good to know. So this is a Mario Kart style clone. It's a very flickery one, mind. I'm a bit confused as to how you brake. Maybe it's just a case of letting off the accelerator. Or holding down, which is not the nicest thing to do while you're using the D-pads to go left and right. You definitely need to brake. I don't know what I've used, but it's making a ringing noise. First impressions on this one aren't so hot. It controls well enough, although I'm not a big fan of having to press down to brake. It's a bit flickery in the old graphics department, which is not great. Yeah. Certainly played worse. No brake, only go. There's definitely a brake, but like I say, it's mapped to down. Yeah, Doraemon does deserve better. I still haven't picked up Doraemon Story of Seasons yet. I'd really like to play that. Oh, there we go. We finished the race. Yeah, I guess you're right, Pocket Ellery. I think they probably did develop this with the old Game Boy ghosty screen refresh in mind. It's a more interesting circuit, I suppose. Oh, we've got mushroom houses. And we're off! Oh god, that is very flickery. Good lord. Yeah, apologies for flashing imagery, I suppose. Only on the Advance. Well, like I say, there are some bangers on the Game Boy, which we are going to get to later. I'm going to go through some stuff that I've never played before first, then we'll go with the stuff I'm more familiar with, and then we'll end on what I consider the best Game Boy racing games. There is one in particular that I absolutely adore, and I've played so much. Oh, why can't I... Well, someone's reversed my controls! Yeah, it is very Mario Kart. There's obviously a... Ah, there we go. It's back to normal now. Alright, I think we get the idea with that one. Not the best, not the worst. A little bit too flickery is what I would say. Right, next up on the docket. F1 pole position. An Ubisoft joint. Interesting. Your team is... just the same again, please. Qualify at least twice, complete at least once. Okay. Off to Brazil. Off we go. Yeah, it was quite Mega Man-y, the music, wasn't it? Right, we've got accelerate and a dedicated brake button. This feels good. Car's nice and slidey. An obvious need to brake. I like the bolt sparks there. That's a nice little touch. I don't know if that still happens with modern F1, but back in the day, sort of because the cars are so low to the ground, when the bolts would hit like bumps and things, they would obviously scrape the tarmac and cause a load of sparks. Can't say I watch an awful lot of modern F1. My dad's the motorsport guy. If he's watching, then I'll watch, but generally don't go out of my way to watch motorsport. Not that I don't enjoy it, but just one of those things. Got other things I'm more interested in. Pit. Do I need to pit? Yeah, I suppose these third-person raiders, there's always kind of have that Lotus look about them. I'd say this was very... this reminds me of Super Mario GP on the Game Gear specifically. It's got that feel to it. Not as overtly terrible to handle as that. You've got a lot more grip, but it's got that style about it. Track raising and lowering. Yeah, pretty nice sense of elevation there for sure. It's all very smooth. Runs at a good clip. Does it make me do the whole 3 laps, or can we retire? I think we're going to have to do the whole 3 laps before we go to a race. That's fine. I'd like to see at least a little bit of a race to see how things go when you've got actual rivals to race against. So we'll give that a go. More like Super Monaco GB way! Yeah, I hope everybody's having a nice evening. Thank you very much for joining in. Nice busy stream for a change. Don't have that very often. I'm not going to blab on about it too much. You can see it on the screen already, but I have started a Patreon recently because I'm out of work at the moment and I just want to keep myself busy. So yeah, it's been really nice. I've had a lot of support, and I get to put a nice big list of supporters at the end of Sega Driven videos now, which is really amazing. I honestly didn't expect this sort of support, so thank you very much. If you would like to join, patreon.com/Sega Driven, the address is on the screen there. Got a new video going live to Patreon supporters tomorrow. It's about Taito games on the Mega Drive, so if you'd like to get involved, it's $3 a month. Yeah, check it out. It's going to go live on the free feed on Monday, so if you can't support financially, don't worry. But yeah, just so you're aware, that's what's going down. Yeah, it's obviously Gamescom week as well, so lots of stuff going on news-wise. We've had a new character announcement for Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Pac-Man is coming to Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which I'm really excited about. And Sonic stuff is going to be in Pac-Man World 2 Repack as well, which I'm proper into. Looks awesome. Like, there's a sort of Green Hill Zone stage that's been added, and a Sonic outfit for Pac-Man to wear. Just loads of fun. Really into that. Speaking of Taito, have you seen Blaze's new keychain handhelds? I have seen them. I got the email earlier. Not really in the market for those, to be honest with you. It's not the sort of thing I would use. It's a nice little like novelty, I guess. They're cheap enough for what they are. But yeah, not really for me. Planning to do your Sage coverage this year? Absolutely. Yep. No, looking forward to Sage as always. Looking forward to the hacking contest as always. You're ranked 26. That doesn't seem very good. One from last. Okay. Interesting. So this is... I think that was a race. I think this is all based on times. You're not actually racing against other cars. It's one way of doing it, I suppose. Because this is now a different circuit. Interesting. Alright, well, I think I've seen enough of that for now. Right, next up. If they do one of those with Bubble Bubble, Rainbow Islands, and Parasol Stars and Bubble Bubble, then I'm so screwed. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, for sure. Puzzle Booble. F1 Spirit we're going to do next. There it is. Oh, look at this. Yeah! I don't know how I feel about those Taito carts on the old Evercade. I'm not too fussed about them because I've got Taito Legends 1 and 2 on PS2, and those are incredibly extensive collections of Taito games if you really want to play some Taito on a console. I would recommend those. But I'm glad Evercade continues to get new people on board. Let's go full entry, we'll go Formula 1. I'll go this team. Round 1, USA. Oh, okay, we've got high and low gears. This is very familiar. I think I've played this. I think this has a different name and is included on one of the Konami GB collections on Game Boy Color, which is where I played this before. Because I know this song. This is a weird one. So you'll notice, even though we're supposed to be going around a circuit, the corners don't go far back enough for them to loop a circuit, right? This is all kind of just going forwards. Do you know what I mean? Bit odd. Kind of messes with your head a bit when you notice it. Not a circuit. I never have to go back on myself, you know? It's always too... You're always going forward. Oh, went a little wide there. I'm trying to remember what this is called on Konami GB Collection. But yeah, it's definitely on one of the Konami GB Collection volumes on the Game Boy Color. I've played this before. I have familiarity with this. Do I need to do the full qualification? Yeah, I do. Some racing games just let you do a bit of qualifying. And then you can just sort of back out after you set a lap time and go on to the main race, but it would appear I need to do the whole thing. It's also telling me to pit because my tyres are worn, so I guess we'll do that. There you go. Figured that out with no knowledge of Japanese. Konami GB Volume 1 known as Konami Racing. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Pocket Hillary, for looking that up. Yeah, very familiar. Again, I would like to see the end of the race so that I can figure out if this was just qualifying or whether this is the main gameplay cycle. I don't know what that ring was. Maybe it's coming after this lap. Yeah, it is. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Oh yeah, look, we got actual rivals on the circuit with us. And a different tune for racing. It's pretty good. Controls well. View on the track is a little cropped. Like, you can't really see an awful lot of what's coming up. You have to react very quickly. But other than that, the handling's nice. And the only other thing I'd say is it kind of messes with your head a little bit because the tracks don't actually, you know, loop like a proper circuit should. Cool, cool. I think we'll move on. Right, okay. F1 Spirit was that one. So what's next? Carmen Rider SD Hashire Mighty Riders. Never played this in my life. It said it was a driving game, so let's see what it is, eh? Yeah, the circuit map on this doesn't make any sense, right? Alright, we've got the Senni. We're watching the Senni there. Okay, let's accelerate. B. Oh, okay, don't even have to worry about cornering much on this one, it's just avoid other riders. I'd say this was more of a driving game than a racing game. This feels very action fighter, spy hunter, that sort of thing. Oh, you can move up and down as well. We move. That's weird. Well, there is driving involved. I'm not too sure there's racing involved. Oh, we've got a barrier we can put up. I suppose you just move to the back and then you can react to things quicker, right? Oh, hang on. Oh, that's how you exit the stage, okay. Yeah! This is interesting. So it's just point to point. I guess you don't want to run out of... Oh! Didn't hit that with enough speed, clearly. There we go. Oh, it's a bump and jump clone. How dare. I'm assuming those gauges mean something. I think the one on the left might be fuel, and then the one on the right might be damage. So I've got to be careful here. This is interesting. It's not quite giving me what I want. Like I say, it's more of a driving game than a racing game. Blompy bike. Yeah. I'll give it one more race and then we'll move on to the next thing. I think you're at more of an advantage if you just manoeuvre the bike to the back of the screen, so you've got more view of what's coming up ahead of you and you can react faster. Oh, oh, I can kick now, look at that, my little leggy. Ah! Leg! Get legged, idiot. Silly. How dare, I wanted to kick him. No! Oh, look at me zoom! Holy shit. This is a good little game, I've got to say, like... There we go. Cool. Yeah, interesting little game, that. Like I say, not much of a racing game, more of a driving game, but... Curious. I don't hate it. That was a good time. Right, next up on the docket. Micro Machines. I've never played the Game Boy version, but I do have the Game Boy Color twin cart that has a colorized version of Micro Machines 1 and 2. I'm assuming it's just a port of this, but in color. But we'll have a look. Micro machines. Yeah, this looks very similar to the Game Boy Color port. One player. Who you want to be? Always Spider. Because I am vanilla as fuck. Right, head to head please. We'll go up against water. Tournament. Du, du, du. Interesting. Oh, whoop, that's reverse. I probably should have just gone the standard challenge way, shouldn't I? Yeah, let me reset. Head-to-head's interesting. It's the preferred way I play Micro Machines, where you sort of you have points, and as you get to the edge of the screen, you earn a point. But this is a racing stream, and that's not a very racing-y kind of mode. Let's do the standard challenge round. Let's do the thing where you can do two players all accelerating with one player using left and right, and one, two, A, B, and A. I'm not too sure that was introduced in the first one. Yeah, here we go. This is the main sort of career mode. Starts with the bath stage. And we're off. Do a few races of this. This seems like a pretty solid port. I like the fact that they've drawn everything smaller so that you get like a wider view of the circuit. They've thought about the real estate of the old Game Boy. Do. Oh. Legally distinct. We're on the old breakfast table here. Honestly, you'd be surprised at how good this feels. This feels like Micro Machines. Even all the little hops and jumps and stuff. The skiddiness. This is a really solid port, I've got to say. But it is very much just the... Yeah, if you ever see it, the Game Boy Color has a cartridge called Micro Machines 1 and 2 Twin Turbo. It is a double cart colorized versions of this and Micro Machines 2, which we'll look at in a second. Ah! Skiddy. Up the beans. Here we go. There is a Lemming Sport on Game Boy, yes. I would have loved to have had way more Micro Machines games than Lego games, but alas. Oh, these cars are fast if I remember correctly. Might have to make use of braking here. The one thing with Micro Machines is, I'd say, it's not the friendliest for new time players. I know this circuit like the back of my hand, so I can react to corners and not falling off the table. Whereas, I think, first impressions, you'd probably be a lot like, oh, why is the handling so skiddy? Why do I keep falling off stuff? And it is just a case of learning the circuits. It's not the sort of game you can just sort of pick up and play it skillfully and expect to make progress. You do need to kind of learn stuff, spend some time with the circuits. Yeah, you'll see that a lot on your first time of any Micro Machines game. But yeah, this is a really solid port. I'm quite impressed. At the last lap. It is indeed. My favourite song, Gaseous Substance on the Unspecified Liquid. Cool. Right, we'll jump over to Micro Machines 2 quickly. Play a little bit out. Right. Oh look, there you go. That answers your question, Pocket Ellery. You can do shared controls, 2 on 1 Game Boy, or you can do link cable as well. Quite impressive, that, isn't it? Right, we'll do the challenge modes. I'll pick Spider again. Yeah, this is exactly the same as the Game Boy Color ports. I'm not as big a fan of this version because, as you can see, the sprites and just the general graphics are drawn a lot larger than they are than the original Micro Machines on Game Boy. And as a result, it means that you don't have as much time to react to corners, making this one a little bit more difficult. They've tried to alleviate it by moving the vehicle to the sort of back of the screen there. You're not locked to the vehicle like you are on the original. But this is still controls well. It's a little bit more grippier. But that just might be that vehicle. Let's try a different circuit and see how that feels. Because that's the thing with Micro Machines, is each circuit kind of has its own vehicle. They all handle differently. That was the first race, so it might be a little lenient with the old hand in there. So we've got rally cars now. There's Violet Berlin! There she is! Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, these are a little slidier. Yeah. This is a much harder game to play. Just because of your limited view on the circuit. And once things get faster and slidier, you're going to find yourself falling off stuff more often. Get out of the way! Ah, crap. Yeah, not a bad port. Not as good as the first one, though, unfortunately. I don't know why they decided to upscale everything to larger graphics, when I think the sizing they used for the first one was pretty spot on. Just makes it easier to play on a handheld. This feels a little too zoomed in. Second. Bigger is better in it. Well, yeah, I mean, some developers like to show off the old graphical stuff on the Game Boy, but I think you do need to draw things smaller to make them a little easier on the eyes. Right, Monster Truck Wars. Never played this. Acclaim, that's not a good sign. United States Hot Rod Association. An official sponsor. Oh, it's presented by Acclaim. Who developed it? Does it say? Doesn't. Okay, let's do it. Top down. Oh, I like this. Oh, look at that, smashing cars. Instantly, I'm just like, yeah, that's the one. Feels good. Nice graphics. Good handling. I get to crush cars as I'm racing. Look at that, I won the first race! Gremlin Graphics developed this one. I want this. I didn't qualify. Interesting. Why not? Did I miss a checkpoint or something? Ugh. No! You beat me. You did not qualify. Try again. Right. Come on. I'm a little disappointed that this is so hard to pass. Because it controls really nice and I really like the way it looks. Graphics are really detailed. But I'm a bit confused as to why I'm not qualifying. Come on, that must have been it. Did not qualify. Oh wait, I did qualify on that one. Okay, cool. I must have missed a checkpoint on the last time. Now we've got 3 rivals. Yes, crush cars! This is sick. I'm into this. I want a copy. I bet it's bloody expensive. All the best games are. Don't look on eBay and tell me how much this is. I don't want to know. I'll find out myself. This is good. Crush cars. Love to see it. What a cool little thing. I'm glad I discovered this. Nice. Thanks for moderating, Jen. Appreciate that. Oh, you can do the old upgrade stuff. I guess I want to repair. I can't afford anything. Cool, that'll do. Try another circuit. Yeah, it's going to be this on different circuits, isn't it? But a nice gameplay loop. I like the need to hit the checkpoints. I like the crushing of cars. Good stuff. Nice and frantic. Action feels good when there's lots of vehicles on screen. Doesn't slow down. Whoa! Whoa! Going so fast. Picked up some sort of bonus there. Crush some cars. Yes! Oh, this is good. I could play this all night. Alright, we'll move on. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I like that. Oh, look at this little screen. That's cool. That's on the pause. Oh, I'm into that. Monster Truck Wars. That was really good. Right, okay. Nakajima Satoru F1 Hero GB World Championship 91. Never played this. How do you spell the guy's name again? Nakajima. There we go. Take that. Oh, nice title screen. Let's do a Grand Prix. Oh, I like the knockoff names! McLaren, Ferrari, Williams, Benno 10. Very good, very good. We'll do for Ferrari. Ah, this looks familiar. Oh no, this is different. Third person view. Line scrolling. Oh, that's a bit jerky in the corners there. There's a bit of flicker going on as well. Handling's a bit sluggish. Not grips pretty well, but I don't like that flickering. I don't know if that's an emulation issue or not. I have a feeling it's just a badly coded game. Ah! Good spinning animation though. Not Ben 10. Oh, that flickers pretty bad. Can we... we have to do the whole qualifying session. Ah! Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, this isn't as good, is it? There is another one of these, so I'm going to quickly jump over to that. So we've got... what's it called? Nakajima Satoru Kanshu F1 Hero GB92. We'll do that. Let's see if that's any better. Good spinning though, definitely. There he is. There's the lad. Let's see if they improve things in the next one. We'll do another Grand Prix. Wow! I like that screen. Oh no, there's no English. That looks like an S dot, and I guess that looks like a Y. Your team is that. I have a feeling this is the Japanese version of that F1 game we played earlier. Yep, this is incredibly familiar. Yep, it's the same. It's the same! That F1 game we did earlier is the American and European port of this one. Well, it definitely improved over the first Nakajima Satoru F1 Hero game. But only because it was a better game. I don't know if the English version is based on that or the other way around, but yeah, cool stuff. Right, we know now. Next up, we've got Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. Enter your name. That'll do. Do a full season. No. Mexican Grand Prix. Go to race. Let's just go straight in. Ooh, cockpit view. Oh, this is a little chunky. This also looks really familiar. This is a sprite hack of another racing game called Jeep Jamboree, I'm pretty sure. Or the other way round. Oh, this is a chunky old game. Running at a very low frame rate. But yeah, like I say, I'm pretty sure this is a sprite hack of Jeep Jamboree. It controls alright, but you just have to put up with a very, very low frame rate. Do I feel like Nigel Mansell? Nah. Maybe at his current age. Not in his prime, mind. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly jump over to Jeep Jamboree, which I have familiarity with. That feels so familiar. I don't know why I'm doing this. We should probably just get in. Are you seeing the familiarities here? Race season short. Yeah. Definitely. You're just, like I say, it's just a sprite edit. You're racing against Jeeps and the dash looks different. But other than that, it's the same. Even like the big numbers appear on screen when you go up a position. Wow. I mean, interesting that they put that much effort into it and didn't just do the whole, you know, F1, remove the licensed driver like they did with the other one. But yeah, this is the same. This is exactly the same. It's the same chunky racing, just with graphical differences. That's all. Mansell had hands. That's got to be said. If you drive a Jeep, you statistically don't have hands, as is proven by this game. Ghost Jeep. Yeah, interesting. Ah, there you go. We're finding out stuff as we go through these. Right. Okay. Let's move on. I want to play Power Racer, which is something I've never played. Oh, it's another F1. Tecmo, interesting. Sure. This is Head On. This is Sega's Head On. This isn't a racing game. I wouldn't even class it as a driving game. How dare you name your game Power Racer and it just be Head On? Ah, cheeky gits. Oh, we can't play that. That's not a racing game. That's not even a driving game. Pack car, yeah, Head On, whatever you want to call it. It's that. It's that one. Right, race driving. Oh, that sounds wonky. Thick Software, a division of Thick Inc. presents Race Driving. This is going to be interesting. It's an Argonaut joint. We're getting a 3D game. You know it. Okay, go automatic. We'll do the stunt course. Oh, look at this! Polygonal 3D racing game. Running at like 3 FPS, but still Argonaut does it again. Sorry, I'll get on the road. Let's see if we can find the loop-the-loop. There's a jump. Should have gone the other way. Ah! Oh, oh, oh! Jump! Yeah! I've crashed. It's definitely race driving for sure. Come on, we've got to find the loop at least. Argonaut did some mad stuff with the old Game Boy. I don't know if it was in benefit of a good game, but I'm glad that they tried these things. Where's the loop? Crash. Just went over the jump, mate. Not my fault. Right, let's go to the right this time. Maybe it's this way. Oh, here we go. It's loop time. Yeah! We made it. And we do the jump as well. Yeah! Crash. You love to see it. Race driving on Game Boy. That's impressive. It runs at 3 FPS, but still. Right. Racing Damashi. That's a wonky ass title screen. Okay, it's an IREM joint. Whatever, type 1, I guess. Blomby. I have this on a multi-cart. I've played this. Low gear, top gear. Sorry about screeching your ears off with this noise. This is alright. Like I say, I've played this before. I've got it on a multi-cart. It's interesting that it's got the whole road rash style. The bike isn't locked to the middle of the screen. You move around. Makes it feel a little more 3D-esque. Even if it is still line scrolling. Oh! Need to brake harder there. Top gear, come on. Catch up. Screech! Do you like this noise? Yeah, this is fine. Not exactly the world's most exciting racing game, but handles well. Could have probably used some music in game. Might have helped. But yeah, I'm actually a little bit more familiar with this one than I thought I would be. Long laps, God. I'm second. There we go, there's the next second lap. I don't know how many laps each race are, so I'm not going to subject you to this piercing noise for too long. Yeah, we've crashed now, there we go. That's the that's the signal to move on. Okay, Roadster, I've never played. Oh, sorry, itchy eye. 5 laps is enough. Music on. Oh, we got Matchy. Toshi. Tokuda, I like him. Kaori. Yosuke. Tonkin. And we're going around again. Oh, it's gotta be Tokuda. Look at him. What a happy chap. Ooh. Top down. Okay, that's the accelerate one. Handles well enough, not the most exciting action. I'm glad you're straight into a race with other rivals. Not a great sense of speed. Again, I've played worse, I've played better. Pit? Why does it want me to pit? Look at him go! I don't know if that was necessary that early. Oh, whoops. Oh, I've come out of the car! That was interesting. I don't hate this. I don't love it though. Pit again? Come on. I was 6th. Probably didn't help that my driver fell out of the car at one point. Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember, like, the chiptune scene came about a lot later, and they're doing stuff with that the Game Boy just, you know, could never dream of doing back in the heyday. Right, Street Racer. Never played this port. I have history with this game, but not this port. The Saturn version is a game that I bought twice, not realising I already owned it. Thankfully I only spent a £5 on it, so, you know, it wasn't a huge dent to the wallet to buy it 2 times. Championship. Bronze Cup. You got Hoja, Frank, Suzulu, Biff, Raf, Surf, Helmut, and Sumo. Lots of racial stereotypes. You hate to see it. We'll be frank. So this is a kart racer where you can punch, if I remember correctly. Yeah. The 18-wheeler is the other game I bought twice. Granted, that was on a different system. This is quite bad. So once again, you're not locked to the centre of the screen, so you've got more freedom of movement across the track, but it feels super like you're not connected. It feels really floaty and horrible. You can't really tell that you're attacking. The graphics are really squashed and muddled looking. God, can you imagine what this looks like with a non-colour Game Boy screen? You wouldn't see the sprites on the track. They just blend in. Yeah, I'm not very impressed by this. I don't think this needed to be on Game Boy. I'm winning, so that's something. What's that? Am I going to explode? Yep. Still winning though. Last lap. Oh boy. This is a chunky, horrible feeling game. I can't say I'd recommend this one. I've used all my nitrous and now they're all catching up. I don't think I'm winning this. Yeah. Third. Oh. That is not great. We will move on. Okay, Super Chase HQ. Now I do have Chase HQ OG on the old Game Boy, but I've never played Super Chase HQ. Again, I would class this as a driving game and not a racing game, but we'll have a look. This is Nancy at Chase HQ. The suspects who robbed the jewellery store are on the loose. There he is. That's the lad. Can't read those annotations because they're so low res. Oh, I've used boost already. Oh, sorry about that noise. There we go. Time up. Right, well, let's go and find a criminal and shunt him into oblivion. To the left. There. Don't hit those. This seems remarkably similar to just bog standard Chase HQ on Game Boy. I don't know what's so super about this. I guess we'll find out when we play normal Chase HQ. Oh, that's a nice effect. Ah! Not bad, not bad. Controls well enough. Everything's legible and... Ah, there he is. Lock him up! Come back here. Yes. Use the other boost. Catch up with him. Oh, that's not him. There he is. There we go. We got him. A Punisher light gun game on the Game Boy. I have played... There's T2, the arcade game on Game Boy as well, which is kind of like a light gun game. I'm just going to quickly play a bit of Chase HQ and remind myself how different that is. Yeah, it's got the same music and everything. This seems remarkably familiar. Graphically a bit different. This is Nancy at Chase HQ. We don't have the portrait of Nancy. Is that the only thing that makes it super? Okay. Oh, so you press a button to change gear now. It is a little different. I think the arrangement of the controls is better in Super Chase HQ. You pressed a button to activate the turbo, whereas it looks like I'm going to have to hit up in this one. Come on. Oh no, it's up to accelerate. And you press a button to... Up to accelerate, that's not good. Oh, so what I was doing earlier was when the other button is the turbo. So I've used all my turbos already. I'm having to press up to accelerate. Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Yeah, Super Chase HQ, definitely the way to play Chase HQ on the Game Boy. they definitely improved that with just the controls alone. Otherwise it's kind of similar. But yeah, this is the one I've got. Am I close at all? No, still the dot has not closed distance on the other dot. We'll move on because you've seen enough Chase HQ, I think. Right. Okay. I think that's everything. I'll play a bit of V-Rally. Now, this is probably one of the best racing games on the Game Boy. However, I would not recommend playing the Game Boy version. I would recommend getting the Game Boy Color version, which I do own. It is just this, but colorized, and it's just, yeah, a much nicer way of playing the game. But yeah, this is an absolute banger, honestly. Like, one of the best racing games on the Game Boy. I've always preferred the color version over the Game Boy version. So you'll notice it's got lovely smooth line scrolling on the circuit. It runs at a really good frame rate, good sense of depth, good sense of speed, controls really nicely, animations are good. It's just, look at that! It's just doing everything you want. Honestly, a genuine highlight. But if you're going to play it, why play a non-colorized version? Get the Game Boy Color one. This is well up there as one of the best racing games on the Game Boy, but, like I say, get the black cartridge version because you can play a colorized version on the Game Boy Color, or Advance. And it's a significantly better experience as a result. I'm doing terrible here. But yeah, I have spent so much time with this. You do have to brake, you know, it's... still quite arcadey in its handling model, but you do have to drive carefully. Because as you've seen, if you don't, you send the thing into a roll. Brake, brake, brake! Oh, there we go. But yeah, an actual genuine racing highlight on the old Game Boy. But if you can, get the Game Boy Color version. Worth it. Worth owning for sure. One of the best. Right, we'll move on. Cool. So, I'm just going to quickly check out World Circuit Series. Because I think this is like a Western version of a game we've played already. But I just want to confirm. Konami. Yeah, we've played this. We've played this. It's... yeah, it's that one. It has auto gearing, so you don't... yeah. We played this right at the start, I think. It's the Konami Racing one, it's also on Konami GB Collection. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm. But yeah, this is the Western port of that. Anyway, enough of that. We played that. Right. Let's get into the stuff I'm more familiar with. Okay. So... We'll start with some stuff I don't think is great, and then we'll move on to the really good shit. So first up is Bill Elliott's NASCAR Fast Tracks. It's another Konami joint. Distinctive software. 2 first names. Now, this one is almost close to being an impressive 3D style racing game on the Game Boy. However, you will notice something the moment I start racing. I'll get it in motion first, and then you'll know. Okay, here we go. So not too bad at the moment, a little chunky, you know, low frame rate. But wait until it starts drawing in, like, curves and slopes. Oh yeah, there you go. You can literally see it drawing in the frames. It's so ugly. It's impressive that it's doing, like, banks and stuff like that, but... God... It is a chunky, really slow frame rate on this one. To the point that you can actually see the frames being drawn in. Again, I respect the effort of trying to make a 3D racing game work on a Game Boy. But this ain't it, Chief. It don't handle too bad, considering. But you do have to get used to the fact that you can literally see frames being drawn in. I respect the hustle, but not a great game. It's no race driving, it's no Days of Thunder. It's trying its best, but you can tell Argonaut really knew what they were doing when they were doing racing games. Whereas this feels like a, I don't know, a tech demo that got a bit out of hand. Anyway, we'll move on from that. I own that one, so I'm familiar with that game. Right, Dead Heat Scramble is more of a driving game, but I'll show you it anyway. I've got this on a multi-cart. This one's weird, okay? Whatever, that one. So, we're in like a tube. We're in like a Sonic Special Stage style half-pipe. You have a button for accelerating, and you have a button for jumping. But as a child, I didn't quite understand that that was supposed to be a shadow. So I was like, why is there a button for making a ball come out of the back of the car? But yeah, that's jumping. So I suppose it is a racing game in that you have to, like, get to the end before the time runs out. But you're not... There's no positions. The rivals are just there to get in your way. It's a strange one, Dead Heat Scramble. I don't hate it. There's something about it. Oh, whoops. Should have jumped there. Oh, I got bouldered. Those little icons that keep appearing are like power-ups and bonuses. Give you extra time there. Or freezing the time, in fact. Weird old game, I've got to say. But yeah. Quite nostalgic for it. I had it on a multi-cart with a load of Mario games back in the day. And played it quite a lot. There we go. There's, of course, Dead Heat Scramble. And you get a little map. It shows you your progress through the game. Yeah, it's different, right? And we're off again. Different tune. But similar setup. Might get some interesting obstacles, I don't know. Larger walls to deal with. Yeah, very much the same jam. There's Boulder. Ah! Anyway, you get the idea. That's Dead Heat Scramble. Right. Okay. Did we play Fastest Lap? I don't think we did. VAP! It's VAP. The same VAP. Hey look, it's me. I played this one in the fall. World Tour. Easy. Ah, this is that one with the fake names. I think we've played a Japanese version of this. No, hang on, this is different. This is different. It looks similar to the Konami racing one, but it's not the same. It's got the same issue with the fact that the circuits don't actually loop. They just keep going forward with like bends, but they never double back on themselves to join up as a loop. Ah, pit. I didn't need to do that. Anyway, Fastest Lap. Very similar to Konami GB Racing, but just a little different. Okay, Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge. Wow, okay. There is not an entry for this on Twitch. System 3! System 5? Can't remember the name of the studio now. Qualifier practice. Qualifier. Yeah. Automatic, please. Your... And we're off. Yes, the accelerator. Not a very long draw distance on this one, is there? It's a very flat world that we're racing on. I like the parallax scrolling clouds, that's kind of fun. Is that the fastest we can go? Looks like it. I would have preferred the road to sort of taper off into a point. The fact that it hits like a hard line at the end there makes it feel like you're always going uphill. Not a great sense of speed either. Controls well though. There's your qualifying lap done. Let's get some races on the circuit. Okay. Hopefully this will make things a little bit more interesting. He says just overtaking everybody. But at least they're all keeping to one side, makes it easy for me to overtake them. This is absolutely fine, but I wouldn't say it was anything special. This is as mid as they come, I think. Anyway, let's move on. Right. Lamborghini American Challenge. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a port of Crazy Cars 3 from the Amiga. Yeah, that'll do. Cooper, Jenny, Joe, Cooper, Jenny, Joe. Well, you gotta be Jenny. That's my girlfriend. So the whole deal with this, right? Each of these flashing dots is a rival that wants to race. So if we jump on, we can bet against them. I'll stick that in the pot. They're going to raise. He's going to raise as well. And I'm going to leave it there, right? So whoever wins gets that pot. A to accelerate, B to brake. I'm not a big fan of the HUD and the way it flickers across like that, but that's like position, time and speed. But the rest of the game is pretty good. Like, it doesn't flicker on the actual circuit itself. I think the line scrolling is really smooth, the handling is really nice, good sense of speed, lots of stuff on the track. Could have probably used some in-game music so that you're not listening to a high-pitched whine the entire time. Oh, there's one of my rivals coming up. Let's see if we can get ahead of him. Well, there's police as well, apparently. Yep, there's a copper. I think you can take damage, and it's one of the things you need to repair between races. Oh. I'm first. Let's see if we can get away from the copper. Mick, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Currently playing Lamborghini American Challenge for the Game Boy, which is a 8-bit port of Crazy Cars 3 on the old Amiga there. Good little port this. Apologies for the audio, I know it's a little piercing, but trust me, it's a good handling game. Let's try and beat this race and then we'll move on to our next selection. Yeah, this is a genuinely good racing game for the old Game Boy. Might be one you want to play on mute, have some music on in the background, but other than that, I think it's a pretty solid little game. There we go. Go! There we go. There's a really long password if you want to continue. But yeah, like I say, you challenge different rivals, bet on the races, and win a load of money to buy new cars and do it up and stuff, you know? It's all good. Good little game. Right, we'll move on. Okay. Now here's a banger. Again, I would classify this as a driving game and not a racing game. But there's enough of the hallmarks there to classify it. This is a great damn game. So this is side-on 2D. Oh, whoops. So you can use nitro to give yourself a big boost of speed and do jumps. If you do backflips, you can earn little bonuses on occasion. You do that by pitching left and right on the old D-pad there. There we go, got a little bonus guy. But it's a kind of a strange sort of mix of time attack racer and platformer. But this is a great Game Boy game. There's also a sequel on the Game Boy Color, which I really want to get. God, I've played this so much. This is one of the best Game Boy games, as far as I'm concerned. Another little baby bike. Don't quite know what they're supposed to do, but you earn them from doing flips off certain jumps. Just a little fella, just a little guy, two little guys. There we go. That's one of the races from Motocross Maniacs. I could play this all night. This is an actual banger. We'll do another course and then we'll move on. But yeah, really, really unique game. As the races go on, you want to be a little bit more sparing about when you use your nitro. On the earlier races you can really spam it off every jump, but yeah, you want to get a little bit more careful with using it, because you will run out of them if you just keep bamming it like this in the later races. You earn more by getting the ends, by the way. If you don't want to use nitro but still want to get air off a jump, you can just hold up like that. So if I hold up there you go, see? But you will need to use a nitro for a jump that big, sort of, for example. But yeah, I can highly recommend this. I would probably say it's one of the best Game Boy games ever. Just in general, not just racing games. Oh no! Ow! Go. There we go. That's 2 races of Motocross Maniacs. Definitely, you can tell that was, you know, they made that with the limitations of the system in mind for sure. Okay, what's next? Race Days. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Now, Race Days is a compilation of 2 games. One we've already seen, which was Jeep Jamboree, but on this it's called 4-wheel drive. The other one is Dirty Racing, which we haven't played. But it may be an adaptation of an existing racing game. Let's have a quick look. Oh, flicker! That's definitely using the ghosting of the original Game Boy screen. Sorry about that. Dirty Racing. Select difficulty. Taking it easy. Hazardous. Totally dirty. We'll take it easy. So it's a top-down racing game. So you have limited use of nitro, which you can use with up. You'll notice on occasion there'll be like flashing panels on the wall. There's one there. If you hit that, you cause the other racers to like take damage, or yeah. So you press the other button to use the nitro, but use it sparingly because ideally you want to use it to overtake racers and not drain the entire thing before the end of the race. Yeah, see, look, they're using theirs to catch up with me now. Oh, I missed the panel on the wall there. I like this one. There's something to it. Again, it could have used some music to just make the presentation a little nicer. Firepower! I can shoot now! There's a lap of dirty racing. Slug wannabe. Slight rat gash. Sly rat gash. And dog out scram. Incredible names. Oh, there's a woman with a different coloured eye because this is on the Game Boy Color. Is this why it's called Dirty Racing? Because it's got babes in it. Whatever. Oh, I guess you can go back to races. This circuit's shaped like a cross. Well, I mean, like, this is easily already, like, one of the best racing games we've looked at all night, simply because there's a racer called Sly Rat Gash. I'm not going to get over that, that's insane. Let's hit that. Nitro replenished. Thank you. I'm not doing very well here. Nitro replenished. Go! Go! Second. I beat Sly Rat Gash. That's all that matters. What a game. That is Dirty Racing on the double kart race days. I've got that one. That's a really good one. Lovely stuff. Right, okay. Road Rash. Right, let's do it. Natasha, some of these jerks would rather fight than race. Watch yourself out there. Thanks for the advice, Natasha. Oh. We good? We loading? Uh-oh. Have we lost it? Hard reset. Try that again. I don't know if the emulator likes this one. Oh, that's a shame. This is a surprisingly good port of Road Rash as well. I'm going to give it a little bit just in case it does come back into action. Oh, what a shame. No! That's annoying. I wonder why that's not working. Very odd indeed. I could try and put it in Game Boy mode. Let's just give that a go and see if that helps. No, we're not getting that. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, never mind. We'll move on. Trust me, quite a good port, that old racing. Road Rash on Game Boy. Sunsoft Grand Prix. We'll do a bit of this. Sure. Oh, that's a flickery set of sprites. This is another one that's like Konami GB Racing, where it's like moving forward a lot and not actually looping back on ourselves to complete a circuit. This one wants to auto-center the car a lot. It's not like Micro Machines where you sort of use left and right to rotate the vehicle. This is just sort of moving left and right, kind of like that Kamen Rider game that we were playing earlier. Very odd. I don't hate it. It's got a good presentation. I'm glad it's got music. Keeps things sounding intense, you know? It helps add to the illusion of speed. But I wouldn't say this is one of the best racing games we've played tonight. There we go, there's a race of Sunsoft Grand Prix. Right. Okay, we're on to probably the last 3 games now. And these are all highly regarded, well remembered. We're going to start off with Wave Race. The original Wave Race is a Game Boy game. Now, you'll notice something with this original Wave Race. Oh, that's the wrong button. Right, so it's a flickery bugger. Ah. You've got to keep an eye on the arrows on the water to figure out what way the circuit's going. The big issue I have with this game, there's not a great sense of speed. It's quite a slow racing game. Which is a shame. Micro Machines, this ain't. Unfortunately. Micro Machines has a much better sense of speed than this does. But this is definitely a very interesting and very important racing game for the Game Boy. Because it's the start of, you know, an incredibly high regarded series that probably needs to make a comeback. It's basically this, Wave Race 64 and Blue Storm on GameCube, isn't it? That's your lot. I think a modern Wave Race would be an incredible thing to see on like Switch 2 and stuff. Imagine how good the water would look. Oh. I mean, the water looks great in the GameCube one, but it could look so much better. The arrows are supposed to indicate like the current of the water is coming towards you there. I don't think it's supposed to be like The water has, like, weird grip in that part. 1080 snowboarding as well, yeah. Another one that's been massively forgotten. See, this is the thing, like, watching the Gamescom opening night live stuff, right? And there was some stuff in there that I like the look of, right? But the thing I have with a lot of these presentations is just the sheer lack of variety of games nowadays. Like, what I love about retro consoles is publishers would just, like, take a chance on loads of different genres. And you just don't see that nowadays. Like, the most of opening night live, you were looking at a Souls-like or a shooting game, an FPS, a third-person shooter, whatever. That sort of thing is all you're looking at the entire time. And I'm like, God, where's the sports games? Where's the pinball games? Where's the racing games? You just don't see it anymore. It's such a shame. Anyway, Wave Race. Right. Next up. Big one. So important it was sold with link cables. This is F1 Race. Basically Nintendo's answer to pole position. And this is a good one. The thing is, right, you don't really have to dig for the variety, because if you go on any online store, eShop, PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, whatever, and just look around, like what's on sale and stuff, the indies have that shit covered. If you want arcade racing games, indies have you covered. If you want fucking platformers, indie has you covered. Every old school niche you could possibly enjoy is covered by an indie, and they're making a great clone or a great take on it that's original. It's just not getting the push. All the AAAs would rather churn out more bloody FPSs, more Souls-likes. I'm sick of it, man. The AAAs need to up their game on variety, is what I'm trying to say. If you want variety, it's there. The indies have you covered. And I'm glad that they're there. They don't get the appreciation they deserve. But I just think the AAA space could be doing so much more. Yeah, this is a banging little game. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing I'm forgetting. If you press up, you can use a boost. Yeah, let's fucking go! Second. Try again. Yeah, let's try that again by actually using the boost. This is our penultimate game of the evening, by the way. The next one is what I would regard as the best racing game on the Game Boy. So look forward to that. We're going to do this race first. Ah! He was happy to be in second, and that's fine. I want to be in first, but I'm absolutely not doing the business here by driving into all these signs. Come on. Let's go. Hyper concentration. I want to win. Oh, I've got some catching up to do. No! I'm not winning this one either. I've run out of boost. Second again. AAA won't give you Lesbian Foxtail Super Mario Bros. 3, and that's a damn shame. Right, let's do it. It's time. Here is my favourite racing game on the Game Boy. Super RC Pro-Am by Rare. This is a banger. I remember exactly where I was buying this. I bothered my mum. We were in Woolworths, saw it kicking around there, and I was just like, please, I want that game. Don't know why. Don't know what drew me to Super RC Pro-Am of all things. Never owned a NES. Never played the original RC Pro-Am or the sequel. But I like the look of radio-controlled racers on the Game Boy. And this delivers. This delivers in spades. So it's a nice isometric racing game. Proper circuit racer. Nice handling model. Nice slidey. There are little power-ups on the circuit that you can improve your car with at the end of each race. There are letters there. I just missed that N, but hopefully I can get it on the way back round. The letters spell the word Nintendo. And once you complete that, if I remember correctly, that's how you up yourself to the next class of cars. And then the action speeds up and do a whole bunch of circuits again. You might think this doesn't look very exciting to watch, but honestly, controls really well. And as we progress, you'll see what it adds. Because at the moment, we're not being allowed to do any combat, which is one of the things that it'll introduce as we go on. Status report. We won. We did all this stuff. And we found a new motor. So we've leveled that up. So we'll now be a little bit quicker. So now we've got boost pads, which help elevate the sensor speed. That's a invincibility frame, so if I knock into other racers while I'm flashing, it will make them spin out. That was a tyre, which will give me better grip at the end of the race. Add that to my loadout. There's an I for the next letter in Nintendo, which I just missed again. Still haven't got any offensive capabilities yet, but they will come. Got the eye. There's another race one. There's a non-zero chance of this coming to Switch. Yeah, this would be good on the Game Boy app, man. This would be really good. Bumping someone into an oil spill is an offensive capability, but we can do more than that. We haven't quite got there just yet. I'm hoping this race will allow us to get some stuff. Right, we're getting stars now. So this is actually ammo for the ability I have currently in stock, which is bombs, which will lay behind me. You can also get rockets to shoot ahead of yourself as well. But yeah, this is more of the action that you can expect from Super RC Pro-Am. By the way, when you hit an oil spill and spin out, you're okay as long as you don't collide with the wall. But if you do collide with the wall, you explode and obviously lose some speed. But yeah, that is Super RC Pro-Am. It is an absolute banger. I'm super nostalgic for it. One of my favourite Game Boy games. And yeah, if you like racing games, this is absolutely one of the best on Game Boy. Probably my favourite by a country mile. Now, I did notice that there is one racing game that I haven't tried tonight. I thought I'd done them all, but there is one left. It's one I've never played before on the Game Boy. It's a game I am familiar with, but not through this Game Boy port. So, to round things out tonight, we will try that next. We'll finish this race. He nearly had me then. Got a new battery. Yeah. Right. Last game of the evening. Pretty sure we've done everything on this list now, apart from Super Off-Road. So yeah, I am familiar with this through other means. I've got the Mega Drive version, but I've never played the Game Boy one. Oops. Cool. Give me a load of nitro. Okay, so they've drawn everything nice and small. Ooh, that frame rate's a bit chunky though. That was me using a boost. This is not good. Extremely low frame rate, very unresponsive, feels really slow. Not exactly what you want from a racing game. Also, right, the original version of this is a lock screen racer. This has added scrolling. Now, granted, this would have been hard to do as a lock screen racer on the Game Boy, but it kind of loses its appeal by adding scrolling. And not very good scrolling either, because this is really chunky. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it here, guys. Right, that's your lot for tonight. Thank you. Thank you everybody for watching. Honestly, it's been a nice time hanging out and chilling and chatting and playing some racing games. Yeah, lovely turnout. I really appreciate you all coming in tonight. Just going to quickly check and see if anybody's streaming that we can raid. Yep, we can jump in online reversed, I think. Yep, alright guys. Let's do it. Have a nice evening, guys. Take care. Have a nice evening, guys. Take care.